Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the shit show foil, here at Houston Mission Control, basement sublevel 12. And we've got Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit. And we are here live every Sunday night.
Come hell or high water.
Come hell or high water.
Woohoo! Yeah, man. Space Force News, number 35. Here we are. Hold on, let me get my screen situated here. I am your host, Alara of Sirius. I'm your host, Alara of Sirius, here with my wicked smart co-host, loyal to the foil, who is in sub-basement 12. She got demoted from Houston Mission Control. Let me move my screen down here, foil. Yeah, why don't you tell us about that? What happened?
Man, listen, I don't even have a window. They took my red swing line stapler. They haven't paid me in weeks. They put me down here in the basement. They told me they're going to move me next week into a storage locker. I don't know what to do.
Did you say something to piss them off or what?
This is why I don't trust NASA, man. This is why I don't trust NASA. Never a straight answer. Think they're going to tell the truth? Look at this. I don't even have a window to look out of. They give me a screen. I can look at some stuff outside if I want.
Okay, I'm trying to grab the Foxhole chat right now. Hey, what's up, peeps? What's going on, space friends? How's everybody's Sunday night? Are we vibing tonight? All right, let me see. How do I pull?
What up, Chef Matt? What up, here. Fearless, UFO Mark, Kip True,
whoa,
Elise Brown?
What's going on here? Okay, wait.
Man, who knows?
Hey,
guys.
Hey, tonight, go ahead and tell them what's going on tonight. Hey, we're just hanging on by a thread here. Yeah.
As far as I understand it, Alexis has been abducted. They're probably probing right now, so there will be no space weather. We've got, this might be an abbreviated show. Guys, I'm on the road. I'm not at home. Plus they got me in a basement, so that never ends well.
Yeah. So we'll be happy to... There's a lot of space news this week. We got a lot of Space Force news. We got a lot of SpaceX news. There's a lot going on. What's going on, Star Walker, Lotus, Sol Rico, hi, Kip True, Scott Robinson, Claudette, Norm. Who else we got in here? Fearless. Oh, Fearless is always there. What's going on, Fearless? Kiz Baby, Lana S, Patricia. Yeah, I was checking out David's stream earlier too, man. He was talking about the pyramids. You gotta catch David, right? Yeah, he was talking about the pyramids. I'm gonna have to watch the whole stream later. Well, I couldn't catch the whole I couldn't catch the whole thing, so I'm gonna have to watch it later. But yeah, he was doing some pyramid talk. I don't know. You might want to ask the chat. They probably know more than I do about what he was going into. But yeah, so yeah, it's cool. Normally, he goes on close to this show time. It's really nice that he went on at 3, and so therefore I can watch and, so yeah, that was awesome.
Cause this ruckus here. Yeah,
that's right, exactly. So
it all works out.
Had a good time on James's show last night with Kate and Trisha and Abby. That was a lot of fun.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you were on Brothers Uncensored too this week, weren't you?
I don't think that was this week. Was it? Was that last
Friday?
Week? I
think that was Friday.
No, I don't think.
Alara, do you even know what day? This is Sunday, ma'am. This is Sunday. Do we know where we are? Do we know what day it is?
I had a good time on their show. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. No, I was on J-Bells on Saturday. And then
yeah, right. You were on J-Bells. You had like 80 shows this week.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. But
that's what's up. Whoop, whoop.
I made it work. So let's see. What are we going to be going into tonight? We will be going into... Yeah, so welcome to the new friends that may be coming over from ESETI channel. Welcome. This show gets interesting. Tonight is definitely... okay, so the bumpers. Let me go into the bumpers first, guys.
Not an adequate representation of the general show.
No, not at all. Not at all. No,
right.
Normally Foil's in Houston Mission Control, but tonight we're lucky she's here at all. So,
indeed.
Right. So, and then this coming, well, okay, so the bumpers, so Brad's done with the bumpers. They're done, you guys. So now it's just a matter of plugging them in and getting them working. So I got some good news and I got some bad news. On this weekend, I will be out of town. I have to go do something that has to be done. I have no choice and I'll be out of town. So if I'm out of town, that means there will be no Space Force news, unfortunately. But, however, when we come back the week after next, it will be Space Force News 2.0 with Brad's bumpers. And you guys are going to love it. I'm telling you, like, it's going to be amazing. So, yeah, I'll have them all I'll have it all done. I'll have the stream deck working. It'll be like, yeah, it'll be amazing. So, I'm super excited for that.
Rebooted.
Thank you, Brad, for your amazing bump. See you. Hey, Laylan. Is it Laylan? Yeah, I think it's Laylan. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So, we're going to go in. Got a lot of Space Force news. We're going to go into Space Force Augmented Humans. Space Force Civilian Agency. The space debris is getting to be a problem there, Foil. Just like
imagine that.
Yeah. NASA suspends Moonlander program. Blue Origin space rides. Man, they're not that expensive either.
Yeah, well, there's some beef. There's some serious Twitter beef between the billionaires, right? Billionaire Twitter beef.
I think I'd go up in the capsule to the Kármán line. I'd do it. I would do it. I wait for my UFO. I'd go up into Kármán line.
I told you in the beginning, I'm willing to ride whatever is the first thing off this rock.
Right. The price tag's a little high.
I'll take a damn weather balloon taped to a basket if it'll get me there.
All right, so let's see. We've got the Blue Origin space rides. We got SN-15 launch has been scrubbed. Turkey genocide blackmail. We got footage of the Kraken. You know, how ironic is that? Kraken. Yeah.
Right. Dun, dun, dun.
Dolphin Dope, stone structures in Saudi Arabia, Panspermia, emotion AI for animals, Raelians Embassy. Well, more Raelians news, guys.
Man, the Raelians, they're on it recently. They got a lot of stuff to say. Thank you, Phil Christophers.
Raelians Embassy for ETs.
12 is the number of the day hanged man. Change in perspective. I've had a change in perspective here. That is for sure.
You got a change in a lot of things tonight. All right, so we got, let's see, Raelians Embassy for ETs, White House directed energy attack. We got a little bit of disclosure news via Harry Reid, and lots and lots more. We're going to be going into the triangle UFOs that were seen over Russia. I wasn't even aware of this, that they went over the Kremlin. They're
everywhere.
And they did this over the Pentagon. So anyway, I pulled up the footage. We'll be going into some of that and lots of other fun stuff. So stay tuned for Space Force News. What up, Space Peeps? Alara of Sirius here with Loyal to the Foil. We got a quick message for you. Hit it, Loyal to the Foil.
In this age of anti-toxic masculinity, do you want to be more manly so you can really stick it to the system? Do you buy products that are made by companies that just push you toxins? Does your barbecue taste like it was soaked in estrogen?
I know mine does. And carrots.
Yeah. Ew. Well, right? Fear not. Yeah. Fear not, Alara. Because we are now proud affiliates of BeardVet Coffee. They are veteran-owned and operated. Woo! A portion of every purchase goes to their veteran charity of the month. You do get free shipping if you order over $35, and you can use promo code SFN at checkout for 10% off. So if you need coffee, and who doesn't need coffee? Everybody needs coffee.
Even the ETs drink it, I hear. I mean,
that's what I heard.
That's the word on the street.
Right? Or if you just want to have the manliest beard of all time, or maybe you just want a specialty barbecue rub for your summer cookouts, possibly some great smelling handmade soap, then you go to beardvet.com and use promo code SFN at checkout for 10% off.
You would be supporting veterans, and you'd be supporting us. That's called winning.
That's winning.
That's right. Stay tuned for some more Space Force news. Spatriots. Alara out. Yeah. So, yes.
BeardVet.
BeardVet. Right?
Right. Daryl Devine says there's a face in the lower corner of my camera. My face, or should I be panicking now?
Is there? Yeah, I was laughing because somebody said we were on a hot mic. That's why I was laughing. The chat's got me laughing. Yeah. So, okay. So let me go ahead and thank the super chats from this week. I don't have my list from DLive, and DLive is not telling me at the top who the contributors are or anything. So I'm just going to be able to list YouTube and the donations right now. Our Cloaked Unseen World, Graham Sutherland, Lana S, Summer Sunshine, Phil Christophers, EO2 Dave, RM, Big Stead Tsunami, Stephen Feiss. Thank you so much for your support, you guys. We really appreciate it.
We love you.
We love ya. So yeah, what up, Foxhole? What's up, D Live?
What up, Foxhole fam? Right?
Yeah. I see you guys out there. Hard Knocks PhD, Golden Crisp, Duty Danny, Christy C, Death Memes. Look, I said it right, Foil. Death Memes. Helios 1. Yeah. Desert Fire. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, we love our Sunday nights, even when it's a disaster like tonight.
Shit show.
Yeah. That's right. So, okay, do you have any quick words for the peeps before we jump into the Space Force news?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. We're getting it now. It's time to get it, guys.
Yeah, am I supposed to have quick words? If I'm supposed to have quick words, I'm unaware.
I don't know, but you know, apparently not. So we'll move on to the. Whoops, that's not the right screen. Okay. All right. U.S. Space Force will create augmented humans for unimaginable military strategies. Chief Scientist says.
Because of course they will.
Wah, wah. This is not good. This is not good. This is okay.
Link it up.
Space Force Chief Scientist has said that human. Hold on, let me move the mic. All right. Yeah, and I need to see those. Look, speaking of, I need to see those puffin shirts. I know some of y'all got. Hey, hi Philly Q, how you doing? I know some of y'all got your puffin shirts, so I'm gonna need you to take a picture.
Now.
Right, you puffin freak. I'm gonna need you to take a picture so that I can show it on Space Force News. Right? I know some people got their puffin shirt. I didn't even order mine yet.
Don't be shy.
I need to order my puffin shirt.
Don't be shy.
I really do. There's a lot of choices though. I got to decide which one I'm gonna order. You know?
Right.
Pink. What do you think? Can I rock pink, guys?
You're asking the wrong one. I'm like Johnny Cash, man. Man in black. Like all black all the time.
I like to live outside.
Black on black on black.
All right. Well. Okay. U.S. Space Force Chief Scientist has said that human augmentation is imperative in order for it to maintain military dominance. In the last century, Western civilization transformed from an industrial-based society to information-based society. But today, we're on the brink of a new age, the age of human augmentation. Well, that's great. And our business
They've never seen the Wrath of Khan, apparently.
In our business of national defense, it's imperative that we embrace this new age, lest we fall behind our strategic competitors. There will be unimaginable advances made over the next decade in areas including artificial intelligence that would make the military able to strategize tactics that no human could. Oh, we're going to go where no human's gone before, Foil. Do you hear that?
We're going to go where no man has gone before.
That's right. Where no human could. Eventually, autonomous programs will advise commanders in real time. Commanders and decision makers will have multiple...
That's terrifying.
Autonomous agents at their disposal. Agents, there's that word again, right? Each able to control reconnaissance, fire control, or attack. Human augmentation, meanwhile, will eventually develop into technologies including augmented and virtual reality, as well as nerve stimulation to better stimulate physical sensations. Wah, wah, wah. What is that?
I don't know. That could go either way, I suppose.
You know what I've wondered too? Like, not to go like a little left here, but like,
we always go left, man.
When that ship woke me up, I think I've mentioned this before. Sometimes I leave it out. I forget and leave it out of the story. But there was like 8 military drones that came around and were watching the whole thing, right? And there's a part of me that thinks that those things dispatched automatically. Like, I don't know how they knew. I don't know how it works, but it's almost like they knew the moment that ship appeared, they knew, and they just, boom, showed up. Like, you know?
You would think that we would have autonomous monitoring drones by this point.
Well,
I mean, whether they admit it or not.
That's my point. I'm pretty sure those were just, I mean, I don't know if Skynet sent those things out or what, but there wasn't enough time for somebody to be like, there wasn't no time for all that. So
we've got a breach in Sector 7.
Right.
Please deploy the drones.
Pretty much. So I'm thinking maybe they were...
Gain a target 5 minutes.
Right? I'm thinking maybe they were, Skynet sent them. That's what I think.
Skynet is... I'm convinced Skynet in the future is responsible for all this mess now. It is what it is.
Space Force. Skynet. Okay.
Space Force.
General Raymond makes case for Space Force's budget crunch nears. let's see. Chief of Space Operations General J. Raymond made the case Friday for growing armed service as it faces a flat defense budget while in need of additional personnel and platforms to fend off Russian and Chinese threats in space. But some experts say
the peeps the article.
Oh yeah, sure. Might as well.
Ta-da!
What's up, guys? We're a mess tonight. We already warned you we were going to be a mess, so we're a mess.
We are here and we do it live.
Right. We're going to be lucky just to get the articles out, and yeah. But hey, nights like that are fun, right? Who knows? Maybe Alara.
That's what it's all about, man.
Okay, here we go again. Take two. Chief of Space Operations General J. Raymond made the case Friday for the growing armed service as it faces a flat defense budget while in need of additional personnel and platforms to fend off Russian and Chinese threats in space. But some experts say the latest service's cry of fiscal poverty is overblown. Hardly 18 months ago, Space Force has just 2,500 Guardians and some 16,000 total personnel, including administratively assigned Air Force space professionals. While managing satellite launch sites in I almost combined Florida and California.
In Flat Earth?
No, not into Flat Earth. I almost combined Florida and California into one word just now, but I caught myself.
Florifornia?
Yeah. Floridafornia. Exactly. While managing satellite launch sites in Floridafornia, Space Operations Command in Colorado, and Space Systems Command in California, some 60 space-related departments are still housed within the Navy and Army. Bringing those over will cost money, as will developing and deploying the offensive and defensive measures to protect America's space architecture. I like how they call it space architecture, right?
Architecture. Makes it sound important.
Right? That's right. It sure does. Or like it makes it sound like it's just an advanced video game, like, you know.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's right. You know what I think. I think it is a video game.
Reticulating splines.
Our competitors, our adversaries are moving really fast, Raymond said at a media event hosted by David Ignatius, something like.
Ignatius, probably. I can't really see.
Right, you can't see it, so it's all good. Raymond described how China. She can't see the articles today, guys, so I'm completely on my own. So this is gonna get interesting. Our competitors, our adversaries are moving real. I already said that. Okay. Raymond described how China has operationalized its space weapons to include directed energy and a satellite with a robotic arm that can grab onto a satellite in space. A decade ago, China proved it could shoot down a satellite. The creation of the Space Force.
Snatching other satellites up. Like, what are you doing, China?
And we got that directed energy attack near the White House that will go into yeah.
Well, when you were talking about augmented humans, remember, we've talked about China has already done this. The Chinese super soldiers.
Oh, yeah, they were bragging about the super soldiers in the, what was this, a couple months ago. So,
yep.
Drip, drip, drip. Here we go. The creation of the Space Force.
Microwave weaponry. We'll get into that.
The creation of the Space Force means the service chief sits at the table of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, partners with the commercial space industry, and makes a case to Congress for its budget. Space is fully integrated into the thinking across the department. We elevate from elevate. We elevate from from a service chief our voice and requirements. We elevate. It's because I have 1 foot in 5D. We both know that. Okay, the words just blend together. You know, some of them are half phased out. Some of them are phased in. You know, I just got to do the best I can. I try.
Yeah.
We elevate our voice in budget. Presently, the Space Force represents some 2% of the Pentagon's $720 billion budget. Some security experts say that's not enough. The Space Force needs an increased budget to be able to deal with the threat challenges. He needs to ensure that the Space Force gets the resources, the manpower, and the authorities to integrate the numerous organizations and agencies out there with a role in space into the Space Force to fulfill its mandate. Otherwise, why did we stand up a Space Force? Great point.
Right.
Raymond made the case that more commercial launches are already pushing costs down and more efficiencies will come in time. We really believe that the business model that is developing with commercial industry and an assembly line type of model will allow us to diversify our architectures to be able to do so at much lower costs. Space Systems Command, the former Space and Missile Systems Center in Los Angeles Air Force. Where's Los Angeles Air Force Base in California?
And that's where they're putting the. Remember, there was that whole debate. I think they're putting one of the command centers.
Well, yeah. One of them is. One of them's there, and the other one's at Peterson right now, right? Or is it in Colorado?
Yeah, and they're supposed to be moving it. They're arguing about moving it to Alabama or whatever. big mad about. Bama.
Bama. Los Angeles Air Force Base, California will stand up later this summer and carry some of the acquisition responsibility. The panic over the so-called flat budgets, I think, is a bit overblown, he said, referring to President Joe Biden's proposed flat defense budget of $715 billion. The services and the Pentagon and the defense industry, they all kind of make these plans on like 3 to 5% growth rate. None of this is to say that China and Russia are completely benign and that we should take appropriate steps to make sure that we aren't completely overwhelmed, but it's also very important that we make smart decisions. So, yeah, can't read the whole article, but essentially, there you have it. So,
yeah, well, I mean, if we're gonna do it, you might as well do it up, man. Give them the money.
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got to manage the space debris. This is becoming a real issue. Like, we didn't know this was going to become an issue.
Well, we've got those. Remember, we just were talking about. We've got those Japanese companies. There were 4 of them that are ready to go up there and start. I mean, they have proposals in any case, to go up there and start kind of cleaning. So hopefully we'll.
What was our name for trash patrol? I totally forget what our name for it was.
I don't know. The garbage people.
We had some fly. They came up with some fly stuff, and we were like, "Yeah, that'll work," and then we already forgot it, so we were a mess. So
yeah, it happens.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, well, did you? As a side note, did you see? Speaking of space debris, when this week China launched the command module of their new space station, and apparently the launch went off without a hitch. But I've seen it reported that part of the launch platform went with it, and that within the next 2 weeks it could be falling to Earth.
Oh yes,
right?
I saw that.
Yeah, somewhere between I don't know, Antarctica and the freaking Arctic. So pretty much anywhere. They don't know where it's going to come down.
How big is it?
This giant, 10 stories tall. Yes. So some of that. Thank you, China. We're glad you're on top of this. Yeah. Just at any point. I've only seen some.
How are they going to let us know where it's heading? How are they going to let us know?
They probably won't. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will track it the minute it starts to make re-entry.
Oh, come on. They can track it, right? They're going to at least know where it's going to hit, right? This planet's mostly
They're
water.
Literally saying like anywhere between the Arctic and pretty much, New Zealand. Just this whole, pretty much anywhere on the globe, except for the very top or the very bottom. It could just make re-entry, But China,
right.
they're on top of the space program, man. They're the best in the business. They got this. It's fine. This is fine.
All right. So General David Thompson, there will be an increasing risk to operate in certain orbits. So the U.S. Space Force is not too worried at this point that the growth of commercial space activity is creating safety issues.
No.
But things could change if space traffic and debris. Oh yeah, this is space traffic control. If space traffic and debris are not managed, I'd be into that space. I've always wondered that about the UFOs. I've always wondered, like, how do they know where to go and not crash into each other? Because they're going so fast, right? Like, am I the only one that this has occurred to? Like, who is directing the UFO traffic? There's got to be like
they got a guy with some orange cones somewhere. Like,
there's got to be like there's got to be a UFO traffic control operator, space operator, multi-dimensional operator. I mean, have you guys wondered that? Right answer says advanced radar.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Mary says they have sensors on board.
Yeah, of course. If they're folding space-time, also the ones that pop in and out. I mean, if they probably don't have to worry about debris too much.
None of our space friends have given me a tour of the ship yet, so I have to rely on some of you other experiencers that have been on the ship, because I've never been on the ship. I don't know how it operates. They never showed me. I hope they do someday, but I haven't gotten that privilege yet. So please, if you're
T-Roy's scoping my background. Sorry.
Oh, is he trolling you? Yeah, well, Did you tell them what happened? You got demoted. They stuck you in the sub-basement. You pissed everybody off. Well, that's just what happens.
Level 12, right?
Yeah.
They took my red swing line. Stapler. I'm very mad.
So, where was I going with that thought? Yeah, so, if there's experiencers out there that have been in the ship and our space friends have showed you how they deal with the traffic, I can't be the only human that's ever asked that question.
It doesn't help that we're like apparently ginormous litter bugs. I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous.
I think they know exactly what we are, though. I don't think they trip. You know what I mean?
told you, I think they ride by and lock their doors.
I
Stop
don't think
there.
they trip. Static Florida says
crazy
declass
down there.
declass the TR3B. Yes. Right? We could at least get that much. I mean, that thing is ancient.
Something.
They're going to do something though. Look, they're I think we're going to get more than we thought. We were pretty pessimistic at first about what we were going to get, but I think we're going to get a little more than we thought. You know, if I'm surprised Harry Reid's calling out Lockheed like that. That's a trip. You know what I mean?
To be fair, and
Y'all have
granted,
spaceships.
I'm sure he has an agenda, but Harry Reid has always been pushing for
disclosure
information.
Right.
Yeah, disclosure of what they wanted to.
Did you know he's LDS? I just learned that the other day.
Yes.
I didn't even know he was, right? So
yes.
Yeah. So somebody said Roseanne Gardner says, "You're not alone, Alara. I have wondered as well," right? I mean,
right? How do you know you're not going to manifest into the side of a mountain or something? You got to have somebody.
Thumper Rose says, "I think the plasma energy makes a sphere around that may stop the impact." Well, and apparently they're not. They're susceptible to crashing, guys, because they do crash. Now I don't know what's the catalyst that's causing that, but apparently, I mean, it's not like whatever they have that differentiates whatever is so advanced that they don't crash, because they do crash. Either that or they're shot down. We don't know, but so yeah, I mean, space traffic. This is the beginning of space traffic. It's a whole new thing in life. I mean, think about it. With cars, we have traffic signals. We don't even know what we're going to do with the hovercrafts. Hey, shout out to David. David's building the hovercrafts. Anyway, we don't even know how we're going to regulate the hovercraft traffic, let alone UFOs. We got to think about these things.
They're setting up an agency for that. I think we covered that on here before as well. They're gonna run into the FAA, I think.
Got to start giving
this. They're gonna have an agency for that, but they're gonna have an agency. Is the point?
We gotta start giving this stuff thought, man, because we're moving out of traffic signals and combustion engines. It's going to be a thing of the past if I get my way, right? And apparently David Wilcock. All right, but things could change if space traffic and debris are not managed, says General Thompson, Vice Chief of Space Operations. Commercial ventures such as space internet constellations and civil activities in low Earth orbit are positive developments. The military supports growth, he said. He would like to see a civilian agency in charge of managing traffic and regulating unsafe activities. I wonder what the unsafe activities are.
Unsafe activities, right? Debbie Roush is saying it sounds like I'm in a tunnel. I'm not at home.
Yeah.
I don't have my normal setup. I'm not using my headset. I don't know. Hopefully it's good enough that you guys can hear me smack talking.
She's not in her studio, and I'm right up against my mic and probably have it up. Am I too loud, guys? Do I need to cut my own voice down a bit? What? What's uh-oh? Don't uh-oh me.
Nothing. It froze for a second.
Oh, no. I hope not. All right, well.
Show must go on.
Yeah, the show must go on. Here we go. So where was I on the article? See? Without you having the articles up, it's just it's a mess for
Sorry, fam.
Commercial ventures such as space internet. Okay, I already said that. All right. The military supports the growth. He said he would like to see a civilian agency in charge of managing traffic and regulating unsafe. I already said that. Okay. I would be loath to limit activity because I think there's power in the commercial and civil aspects of space that improve our lives and will continue to improve our lives. Air Force and Space Force operators at Vandenberg Air Force Base, California, serve as the nation's de facto space traffic cops. Oh, space traffic cops are at Vandenberg.
Are we defunding them too, or what are we doing?
I wonder if there's the space traffic cops of our UFOs. You know what I mean?
Space chips.
I wonder if we have space traffic cops for ours. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It does make you go,
Things that make you go,
Okay, we won't go down that rabbit hole. All right, so where was I?
I have no idea.
Yeah. De facto space traffic cops keeping track of objects in space and warning of potential collisions in orbit. The Department of Defense, however, is not a regulatory agency. Collision warning duties are expected to transition to the Department of Commerce by 2024, but there are other issues that a civilian agency should be taking on, such as managing activities that don't create hazards, setting guidelines for how satellites should maneuver, or what happens when spacecraft exceed their lifetimes.
They're over their mileage.
How do you dispose of them properly and appropriately in a safe manner? Well, that's a good question. What is likely to happen is that there will be an increasing risk to operate in certain orbits, he said. So we're just going to have like all this random space debris and old spaceships just rotating in orbit, and then we're going to do what after that? So some type of oversight will be necessary. Obviously, the DoD wants a voice in that in terms of what it means to us. We'll have to play our role, whatever it needs to be, but it's definitely time for an agency responsible for regulation and regulatory rules and norms to take a more active role for both the United States, but also in dealing with international bodies. Congestion in low Earth orbit, for example, could impact the launch windows available for the military to launch satellites to higher orbits. Thompson doesn't...
Haven't we talked about this too? The space wall.
Yeah.
Space wall of debris at this point.
Yep.
Right?
Thompson doesn't see that as an immediate problem, but one that could worsen over time. I'm certainly not worried yet about so much activity so as to severely limit our ability to launch, but we will get to the point if we don't manage it effectively. The military space launch planners at the Space and Missile Systems Center do collision analysis multiple times leading up to each launch's final terminal count. The global increase of activities across the space domain creates greater complexities for all types of space operations. The launch enterprise recognizes this and continually works to maximize opportunities while minimizing risks to launch vehicles and spacecraft.
It's just going to get worse as they put the rest of the Starlink satellites up there, and
I can't even imagine what it looks like up there right now. I can't even imagine.
They showed that picture.
Or what about
Did
like
you
in
see
a
the picture
few...
at the top of the article?
What, top of which article? The last one? Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible. They look like litter bugs.
Oh, that's terrible.
Can't they get some like space prisoners to go up there and clean up the space highways? I mean, ain't that how that's supposed to work? I'm saying. Moon prison.
You have a very, Foyle, you have a very valid point. I must say, you really do. NASA suspends SpaceX.
That's me always thinking.
2.9. You just have the simplest solutions. Why can't we get some space prisoners to go up there and clean it up? NASA suspends SpaceX's... Right, we could send them up in the little Blue Origin space capsules, but then where are they going to go? Right? I don't know. Space elevator, right?
Space elevator.
Hey, I was in a rabbit hole the other day, and I was watching... I can't remember what show it was. It was showing the somebody's book, too. Man, I wish my memory didn't suck so bad. But somebody's book, maybe you guys will remember what book it was, that had the little black lines going up. And, you know, like, what are they doing there? You know what I'm talking about, Foyle?
No.
Whose book is it? You guys know out. Some of you guys out there. Yeah, in space, there's black lines in some of the photos. There's black lines going up into space. So what are those? You know what I mean? And some people have theorized that they could be space elevators, but if they're space elevators, they're not very well cloaked. You know what I mean? If they're able to be photographed. But they look like black... I don't know. It just was interesting, and I was...
Maybe.
I don't forget what I was watching that I saw that, but... It's on the cover of some famous book that a lot of people have read that I just can't... It's escaping me right now. Oh, don't give me that look, Subpack Vet. NASA suspends SpaceX's $2.9 billion moon lander contract after rivals protest. After Bezos threw a fit. He was like, no, he can't be the king of Mars. I want to be the king of Mars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why does he get everything? Listen, they were smack talking on Twitter pretty good. Elon told him he couldn't get it up, all of it. Like, it was,
really?
Yeah, he said he can't get it up. LOL to orbit. They've been going back and forth for a few days now.
Man, I bet Twitter's just a wasteland now, dude. I can't even imagine. Is it ever even interesting ever now?
It kind of hurts my brain to go on there sometimes. I'm like, man, I gotta find something else to do. I try, it's just not the same.
No, it's not. Not at all. Okay, so NASA has suspended work on SpaceX's new $2.9 billion lunar lander contract while a federal watchdog agency adjudicates 2 protests over the award, putting the Human Landing System, or HLS, work on hold until the GAO makes a decision on the 2 protests. Means SpaceX won't immediately receive its first chunk of the $2.9 billion award, nor will it commence the initial talks with NASA that would normally take place at the onset of a major contract. Elon Musk's SpaceX was picked by NASA on April 16th to build the agency's first human lunar lander since the Apollo program, as the agency opted to rely on just one company for a high-profile contract that many in the space industry expected to go to two companies. As a result, two companies that were in the running for the contract, Blue Origin and Dynetics, Dynetics? Is it Dynetics?
Dynetics.
Okay. Protested NASA's decision to the Government Accountability Office, which adjudicates bidding disputes. Blue Origin alleges the agency unfairly moved the goalposts at the last minute and endangered NASA's speedy 2024 timeline by only picking SpaceX. Pursuant to the GAO protest, NASA instructed SpaceX that progress on the HLS contract has been suspended until GAO resolves all outstanding litigation related to this procurement. Starship, SpaceX's fully reusable rocket system under development to eventually ferry humans and cargo to the moon and Mars, won NASA's award mainly for its massive cargo capability and its proposed bid of $2.9 billion, far cheaper than Blue Origin's and Dynetics, according to a NASA source selection document. Starship's development to this point has been driven primarily by Musk, SpaceX's billionaire, founder, and chief executive. The company has launched several Starship prototypes in short and high-altitude test flights at its Boca Chica, Texas launch facilities. Landing the prototypes after soaring over 6 miles in the air has proved to be a formidable challenge. All of SpaceX's high-altitude prototype rockets have been destroyed in landing phase explosions. SpaceX's private Starship development will likely continue. The company's most recent test of Starship prototype SN-15 is slated to launch within the next few days after clinching license approval from the Federal Aviation Administration this week. NASA has said picking one company was the best decision it could make at the time. With the funds made available from Congress last year, Congress gave the agency $850 million of the $3.3 billion it requested to procure 2 lunar landers. SpaceX's award was a key first step in a broader program to secure transportation to the moon. NASA's human spaceflight chief, Kathy Lueders, said at the time, promising that new contract opportunities will open up in the near future.
You know what's crazy is this is not the first time that another company has protested a SpaceX contract, and then they'll stall for a few weeks, and then SpaceX ends up getting the contract anyway.
Oh wait,
I mean they've got an actual launch history.
Wasn't there a video on this?
Come on, Jeff.
Wasn't there a video for this one? No, it's another one. There was another one that had a video. It's not this one. Blue Origin? Is it this one? Yeah. All right, check this out. So, guys, we can go up now at the, small cost of $250,000. You can cruise up in one of these guys to the Kármán line. You get to go up there. You get to float around for like a couple minutes, and then fall back to Earth. And $250,000. That's it. $250,000, right?
Well, Virgin Galactic is only charging $200K. So, and they got a cooler spaceship. I'm just saying.
Right. I would do it. You know what I mean? I was gonna hold out for my UFO, but I think it'd be cool to get shot up there in the space capsule and fall to Earth. I don't know. Let me get a 1 in the chat if you would go up in the space capsule all day long, or 2 if you're not interested at all and you're gonna wait for the UFOs. 1, you're gonna go in the space capsule. Someone's giving you a free ride. You're gonna go for it. Why not?
How funny.
2, you're waiting for
looters and
right?
Linden show.
I know. Speak of the devil. What's up, Department of Winning?
Right.
Howdy. It's good to see you. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got 1's coming in. LA Alex is going to hold out for the UFO. I've got a lot of people who are going to hold out for a UFO. I got a few folks I don't see on Foxhole. I'm not getting any 1s yet. So, Q Patriot
at this point,
34.
I would let them literally slingshot me into space. Like, just can I go now?
Just wee, just like the little pig with the like wee, just yeah. I think I do.
Yep.
It's getting pretty crazy down here. Why not? I mean, even if it's only a few hour break, go up there, float around a little bit, come back. Hey, we should send the Department of Winning up there.
Right. Let us know what it looks like from up there, sir.
Yeah. Make sure and tape it. We need some. We're gonna need evidence. We're gonna need proof. We want to know.
Right. Those do not look like fisheye windows.
So looks like look. Most people, I'm seeing a lot of 2s on YouTube, a lot of 2s on DLive. I'm seeing a few 1s, but mostly 2s. It looks like people are kind of pissed, man.
Lotus Post is not interested in the low budget rides. Low budget.
Low budget. Right? Think of
Right,
it like,
250
look, think of it like a carnival
I'm glad
ride.
somebody
Look,
got it like that.
look,
Right?
think of it like a carnival ride. You know what I mean? You know those low budget, cheap ride, but you do it anyways because it's like, why not? You know,
Yeah.
the
Being
Gravitron.
run by carnies. I
Hey,
totally trust carnies, man.
it's like an expensive version of the Gravitron. You get to go up there and whee, and then just boom, fall back to Earth.
Right. It may fall apart when you're on it. It may not. You don't know. That's part of the fun.
Deja Vu says, can't we do both 1 and 2? I suppose we could. I mean, if you've got, you know.
Right.
Karen thinks space is fake. Well, you know, you're not the only one that thinks space is fake. So it'd be nice to settle it once and for all. And
right. We welcome all.
I want some people that are really committed to the fact that space is fake to go up there with cameras. And then cameras on the cameras and cameras on those cameras. And then
Infinite
drones.
camera.
Yeah, and then drones watching.
Right.
Yeah, as far as they can go before they, you know, blow up, burn up. What happens to the birds? How did I not even know about the birds, Foil? When we were watching those UFO videos last week, and I was like, man, I don't know, maybe it's a bird. You're like, Alara, there's no birds up that high.
Birds, yeah, right?
So how high do the birds fly before they stop going up any higher?
Not 35,000 feet.
Well, how do they
I don't know. I
know?
mean,
not to go higher.
I reckon they probably wouldn't be able to breathe.
Oh, they can't breathe up there.
Yeah, the
so if you put a little, oxygen mask, look, if you put a little oxygen, could he breathe?
Mask.
Then he could breathe, right?
Maybe. I don't know, but the question is, this is the same question they're having on Mars right now with the little rover. If the atmosphere is too thin, it makes lift difficult. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah, so Lyndon has a good point. Space Mouse would definitely need a mask. You know what I mean? If he's in a he has a spacesuit. That's right. He's got a spacesuit. He just doesn't wear it on the outside of the rocket. He puts it on later.
Well, Karen, we don't trust NASA either. You see, they put me in a basement. We're very upset.
We may disagree on what they're up to, but we definitely don't.
There are a lot of things we agree about, right?
Definitely don't trust NASA, right? So Jeff Bezos' private space venture Blue Origin said Thursday it will soon begin selling tickets to aspiring space tourists for rides to the edge of Earth's atmosphere on its recently tested New Shepard rocket. Details are scarce. Those interested, right? Those interested were instructed to sign up on the Blue Origin's website to learn how to buy the very first seat on New Shepard. More information will be announced on May 5th. All right, see the little video. Let's see if this will get us excited, guys. Hold on.
I'm not excited already.
How exciting is this? Come on.
I'm excited. Whee! Shepherding Shepherd says teleportation. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I'd prefer to go that way, actually. But I don't know. It's like a carnival ride. Right?
It's good in there.
Oh boy, listen, T-Roy called me out. He said he thinks there are birds that migrate at that elevation. Turns out, Ruppel's vulture,
man,
is considered to be the highest flying bird with confirmed evidence of a flight at an altitude of 37,000 feet above sea level.
See?
Yep.
Flying
over the Himalayas, apparently.
Yep. Well, you know, definitely got to.
I don't know how many Ruppel's vultures
we got
out there.
Now we got to eliminate the birds from the airplane UFO incidents because now there's birds, right?
Well, I don't know that this is a confirmed flight. Like, I don't know that that's necessarily like a common thing.
What happened with that guy? Yeah. His buddy just launched him up too high. It was like, we pushed it, and he got up too high, and I don't know. How did he get up there that high away from his buddies?
I don't know.
Speaking of that,
right, where were his friends?
The nature break today is right on this whole topic. It's very funny how the universe works because our nature break today is right in alignment with what we've been talking about this whole show. Yeah, I
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Hopefully it'll be great.
Yeah, this nature break comes courtesy of Path of Least Resistance. He's very good at finding the nature breaks. Yeah, he's very good at finding the nature breaks. Okay, SpaceX cancels launch of spaceship that keeps exploding. The SN-15 launch is scrubbed for now.
For now.
So much SpaceX news today.
Mm-hmm.
The rocket show continues, guys. The rocket show continues. But you know what I was thinking, Foil? Listen, check it out. All right, peeps, check this out. You know how the UFO disclosure right now, they're making sure the mainstream media doesn't make sense, 100 years lying to us, blah, 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 blah. Now all of a sudden it's okay. We want you to know there's ships flying around and we don't know what they are, and da, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens that this month we're going to be sending people, not literally this month, but the article came out stating that we're going to be doing this for Blue Origin to start sending people to the Kármán line. So, you feel me? This is getting to be a problem because we're now sending civilians into space.
Yeah, well, Virgin Galactic is supposed to have another test flight this month as well.
So you can't keep lying to everybody about the spaceships or what.
Yeah, they know that. They
have to tell us something at this point
right now.
Yeah, they have to tell us something.
You guys are going to have to say something.
Did I tell you this? So the night that DW Truth Warrior was on, so that UFO came, I think I told you guys about that, right? There's been 2 incidents since then, right? I never have experiences like that here where I live, right? But there was that event and then 2 other times. And the second 2 incidents, it was the same, not the same, it looked like the same craft or whatever. And so it's 3 times inside of 2 weeks I've had, space friends pop up and say hello and phase in.
Yeah. It might be time for you to be activated, whatever your mission is.
I don't know what
let's go.
I told him the other day, just tell me whatever you need to tell me, because I really don't, I'm not understanding what the message is other than, so yeah, hopefully they'll tell me soon, but the activity's picking up big time and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of what's going on or I'm just,
About that time, I was listening. Matter of fact, on the way up here, I had nothing but I have like 12 hours to drive in the middle of the night. I was like, all right, let's listen to some old Art Bell. And there was a guy that had gone on and he was talking about, he was explaining, he had done a lot of research with UFO experiencers. And he was talking about one of the most common themes that they would bring up is that of some great change. Now, nobody ever knew what the change was. It could be, I don't know, like people think it's ascension, some people think it's the rapture, some people think it's the invasion, like it could be anything, but there was always this narrative about the great change and that the great change would be coming soon. I mean, maybe the great change is just that they're going to tell us the truth.
It's the end of the cycle,
it is definitely
it's not just the end of a minor cycle, it's the end of a major cycle. So this is this is a really big deal what we're going through right now. And you guys, if you guys know, I don't have to tell you, you feel it. You can feel it. The Great Awakening is an energy and it's happening. It's spreading all over the planet. People are standing up and people are, educating themselves and they're becoming open to ways of thinking and ideas that they were not open to before. And something is happening. Whatever words you want to put on it, something is clearly happening on this planet right now. And so, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, right?
We live in interesting times.
I don't think any of us know. I mean, you can study till you're blue in the face, all different, but there's no way of knowing how this is going to work, how this shift happens, it's, in my understanding, it's a shift in human consciousness, but how that physically manifests in our reality, I don't know. You know what I mean? But we're along for the ride, friends. We get to find out.
We are here for sure. At this interesting time for a reason.
Okay, so SpaceX is planned to test launch its latest Starship prototype dubbed SN-15 on Friday, but a last-minute cancellation means the spacecraft will stay grounded for the time being. Typically, a SpaceX test launch means nearby roads and beaches get shut down, a reasonable precaution given the fact that these tests have so far ended with unintentional fireworks shows. But Cameron County, where SpaceX's Texas facilities are located, lifted its road closures on Friday afternoon, signaling that the high-altitude test was a no-go. The test will still happen at some point, but the cancellation is a bummer for close SpaceX watchers. This particular launch would have significantly raised stakes, as it would have been, I will say this, though. You remember when we used to have the rocket launches in the 80s? Like, that was a really cool thing. They would show them on TV. Everybody would go to Cape Canaveral, and they'd show it on TV, and we'd all cheer. And it was, and we really believed, I know I did then, this is it. We were going into space. Man was going into space. You know what I mean? And then that was, like, taken away from us because they were doing...
We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard, Kennedy said.
That's right. So... the rocket show nowadays, of course, I think many of us are hip to the fact that we don't need rockets and haven't for a very long time. So why they're continuing the rocket show, but I think it's because maybe on some level, I'm speculating here, that until they do decloak the ships, we need something to, you know, feel good about and entertained and get behind. And, you know, why do you think they're putting on the rocket show, Foil? I mean, let's get down to it. Why are they continuing that? They're in the middle of they're in the middle of UFO disclosure right now. I mean, and we're still doing the rocket show. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, why do you think that is?
Here's the thing. If they, at some point, we got technology that we were able to either use or reverse engineer or whatever, and we advanced our own knowledge of how things work. But I mean, if they have to do it slowly to cover themselves.
Starstream, shoot me the link, and because we don't have a whole lot of videos tonight, and I'll pull up your feed. He taped some UFOs finally with his night vision camera. And I know he used it. I don't know if he got a bunch of cool stuff on tape. I'm sure he'll let us know when he does that. But we can at least see. It looks great what he's doing. So he's able to tape now when he's out there. And I think he got some ships on tape, but we could definitely go through that because tonight he
has that next gen stuff.
Yes, he has the next generation night vision. And it's very clear video. But yeah, I don't have the link. If you could shoot me the link, Starstream, we'll pull that up at the end of the show.
Sweet.
Leah says from rockets to spaceships by June. No, you know, none of us really know. It could go any type of way, but as you can see, it's going in that direction. It's just a matter of time before they, you know, I had a
friend. They have to do this slowly.
They have to do it. They have to do it slowly, not
to cover themselves, to cover up the other lies that they've told.
Right. That's right. So when are we going to get an actual decloaked ship? I don't, you know, somebody had a theory the other day. I can't remember who it was that said that the new Top Gun movie coming out, that they might show, you know, that might be the precursor to you know, say declassing the TR-3B or, you know, something in that neighborhood. It's going to have to happen sooner or later, you know, and they are starting, well, we'll get into this at the end of the show, but they are starting to talk about the fact that we have gotten retrievals of crashed debris, crashed ships. So I don't even think they'd be bringing that up if they weren't getting ready to declass some level of anti-gravitic technology. So when? I don't know. I mean, it could be this summer or it could be 5 years off. I hope it's not 5 years.
Fearless has me crying. He's singing Monty Python in the chat. Bravely goes Sir Robin, he rode forth from Camelot.
All right, so anyway, SF-15, where we were.
They scrubbed the launch.
Yeah, so they scrubbed the launch.
Again.
When are we going? When are we going back at it? Let me see. So far, Space hasn't announced why the test was canceled, but a second try will likely happen on Monday. At that point, we can all find out whether SpaceX finally manages to stick the landing or if we'll see a fifth launch in a row end in a gigantic fireball. Yeah. So there you go.
I like the explosions.
All right, so let's see. We got one more article before we jump into defense. Oh, yeah, we're running a little behind today, but that's fine.
Oh, yeah, guys, I don't have a mute button. This is the only, you guys voted to let me vape on the show. I don't have a mute button at the moment.
Yeah,
I will when I get home.
You got to hear that annoying sound that I get so mad about. Don't vape without hitting. I get so pissed about that.
I don't have a mute button.
SpaceX Starship just took a huge new step towards its galactic destination. So the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has given Elon Musk's rocket company SpaceX tentative approval for 3 more tests of the Starship spacecraft. It's not up on the screen, is it?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, buddy. The upcoming SF-15 test could happen as soon as this week, as the FAA says its inspector has already been sent to the SpaceX Boca Chica launch site. The future approvals of SN-16 and SN-17 tests hinge on a successful SN-15 flight, and the regulator warns that mishaps might require corrective safety actions from SpaceX. The approval is atypical because the FAA has previously approved SpaceX tests one at a time, as regulators have been critical of SpaceX testing practices. The FAA had Are they making you laugh?
I'm sorry. Brooke Van Horn. Yes. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Yeah.
Alara's clearly never seen this.
We love you. We love the Space Force News
crowd.
crowd.
One of the greatest movies ever. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Oh, somebody said it. Fearless said it. Fearless just put it in, right?
I've seen that movie. Oh, come on now.
With how can I
not know about Monty Python? Who doesn't know about Monty Python?
Becky Lamash. Right. That's my favorite. I'm
you know
sorry.
One of my favorite movies is Princess Bride. That's one of my favorite.
I love Princess Bride.
I do too. I love that movie. I can't remember any of the good lines.
You a second time.
I can't remember any of the good lines right now from it though. I love that movie though. The movie cracks me up.
I'm dying.
And I don't know why this just came. I don't know how this came to mind. Oh, it's because J Bell played it the other night.
It's a flesh wound.
Space Tub Time Machine, or not Space Tub. Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Did you see that movie? That movie's great. I love that movie. I'm such an 80s chick.
Well, she was playing it on the show, right?
Yeah, well, she had a little she has like a.
We had so much hope.
All right. I mean, if there's Space Tub Time Machines, we've got a lot of hope, guys. We've got the Blue Origin capsule, and we have Space Tub Time Machines, and
right.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Max Headroom.
If when we finally do get the first portal Stargate, like you walk in and you gotta get in the hot tub, and then you just teleport from there, instead of like walking through a ring.
Sweet.
You had to get in the hot tub, the Space Tub Time Machine hot tub. It wasn't in Stargate though, so I don't think that'll be the case. But this time the FAA says that it has approved the test in bulk because SpaceX played by the rules and followed the FAA risk calculations needed to obtain approval. SpaceX is also only making slight changes to the designs over the next few tests. The FAA authorized the next 3 launches of the SpaceX Starship prototype. The government organization said in an official statement the agency approved multiple launches because SpaceX is making few changes to the launch vehicle and relied on the FAA's approved methodology to calculate the risk to the public.
Oh, how nice.
The FAA authorized the launches on Wednesday, April 28th. There's also another factor that might have come into play. SpaceX just won $2.89 billion contract from NASA to use the Starship as a moon lander. This means that NASA's entire Artemis mission of the landing, the next generation of Americans on the moon, now rests in the success of SpaceX Starship. While SpaceX has won the contract, none of the Starship prototypes have survived their tests so far. The closest attempt, the SN-10 test, exploded minutes after landing. NASA likely prefers that the Starship stay intact during the entirety of the Artemis mission. Dun, dun, dun. We don't have our Space Force news.
I'm sorry to tell you, but Elon was about to do that anyway.
I don't know what
he was doing it whether you approved of it or not. FAA.
I don't know what to do without you being in Houston Mission Control. It just got me all messed up that you're in a...
How do you think I feel?
I know.
I'm in basement sub-level 12.
Yeah, basement
with no red swing line stapler. Right. I know.
We're lucky you're here at all today. Okay, so here we are moving on to your big fat black pill of the week, evening.
Black pill, right?
Defense with Loyal to the Foil. Hit it, Foil.
Time for your weekly black pill. It's actually not that bad this week. I'm assuming we all watched Biden's speech the other day. That was super fantastic and awesome, right? We love Biden. That was great. So he got up there and really had the nerve to sit there and try and tell people that autocrats have something on us because we don't make decisions fast enough, right? That was primarily his message. But of course, as this article is from the USA Today, they are giving us another spin. President's message to China and Russia: America's back. The free ride is over. Yeah, okay, buddy. So Biden's speech to Congress was apparently the first time in 4 years that people who focus on foreign policy and national security have had to pay attention to a presidential address. I think they're a little confused here. One of his clear themes on foreign affairs was his recognition of the destruction from the former president, allegedly, and the need to restore American credibility, which he says he will do by calling China competition that we welcome. We welcome competition, but also by warning Beijing that the U.S. presence in the Indo-Pacific region was akin to NATO's position in Europe, which is an alliance meant to deter aggression from a would-be empire. At least he's recognizing China as an empire here, that they have imperialistic tendencies, that they're expanding. Like, I'll give him that. However, his whole shenanigans about how we are not going to be able to, we're not going to be, we need to make our decisions a little bit faster here in our democracy that he is trying to single-handedly save, is a little bit of effery. We'll just call it effery, right?
Effery. I like that word. We can use that word. That's a good word.
It is effery, right? You know, if it was up to me, I'd just be on here flipping out about this guy. But yeah, his effery is off the charts here. It was nice because he claimed that he had, he always gets up there and says, I talked to Xi on the phone for hours. I traveled 1,000,000 miles with him. Like, if I could walk 5,000 miles
just to be,
right,
how's it go?
and I would walk 5,000 more.
Is it 500
right?
miles or 5,000 miles?
500, I don't know. Whatever it was. This is Biden, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Just right at your door. Da da da. Right. Yeah, he's saying that democracy can't compete in the 21st century. Those were literally his words. Democracy cannot compete in the 21st century. And of course, they're saying that Biden is absolutely right. Yeah, so that's USA Today.
Oh no, I lost my foxhole chat. No, continue. I'll find a way to retrieve it. I'm not sure where it went, but I'll find a way to get it back. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that didn't see it, Biden also had the gall to get up there and say that Trump gave President Xi and Putin a free ride, and that the free ride was over. Absolutely right. The other aspects of
whoops.
Oh, why do I hear right? Why do I hear me? The other aspects of Biden's foreign policy remarks, he warning Iran and North Korea. I love how he says he's warning Iran about something while totally bending over for them. Says he's getting us out of the forever wars. And, that we're not going to be pushing imperial policing anymore, which is interesting. So, Biden's take on foreign policy is pretty much what you think it would be. And I love how USA Today just co-signs all that nonsense.
Biden to the rescue. Biden to save the day. Here we go.
Right? Thank God,
Turkey's genocide blackmail threatens to work closer with Iran and Russia.
Yeah, well, so a long time ago, and I mean like over 100 years ago, right?
1 second, flat earther. We don't. We're just trolling. Don't worry. We don't believe.
We don't what?
We don't believe Beijing Biden's fraudulent democratic.
Oh God, no.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah,
she can't really see the chat tonight. Facetious.
No, I was completely being facetious. Yes.
Okay, hit it.
So something else Biden did this week, he officially recognized the Armenian genocide, which comes after decades in which Turkey and its lobbyists in Washington threatened the U.S. That their narrative was that if Washington, this is Turkey's narrative, was just that if Washington would use the term genocide for a crime committed 106 years ago by a former government in what is now Turkey, then what Ankara was going to do was sanction the U.S., close our U.S. bases there, ally with Iran, China, and Russia, or other U.S. enemies. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to issue a threat, right? Turkey is a NATO member. That's insane. And they claim it was kind of mob-like. And I think it was. I mean, this is very similar to what we saw with the kind of threats that Tehran was given with the Iran deal. So, in any case, Biden did recognize the Armenian genocide this week. And I guess all eyes are on Turkey. We'll see how they react.
All right, let's see. I got Newsweek thing. How do I get rid of this? No, go away. What do I do? Reload it? What's gonna happen if I hit that? There we go.
I don't know. What the hell are we doing here?
It wants me to create an account. No. Usually if I it's not trying to hear it. Look, it's not trying to hear it. It wants me to make an account. Henry Kissinger, I'm not going to be able to show him. Just go ahead and go over it. Henry Kissinger article.
Yeah. Henry Kissinger warned again. Now, Henry Kissinger, for those that you guys, they don't know. So that guy is tied to the elites. We'll just use those words today for reasons that shall not be mentioned. But so Henry Kissinger, famous statesman, been around through numerous administrations. He's been one of the guiding voices for the longest. Okay, and so this week, Henry Kissinger was back in the news, warning against an all-out high-tech battle with China, urging the U.S. to ramp up its AI. Okay, because that always ends well. Former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger cautioned against the U.S. and China escalating into an all-out high-tech conflict. In an interview with the German newspaper Die Welt, the 97-year-old national security veteran said peaceful relations between the countries could continue if policies were enacted to restrain China's dominance in the tech sector. I happen to kind of agree with that. He further noted that the U.S. needs to maintain a high level of performance in AI. Kissinger said that while China must not have the upper hand in the tech arena, the U.S. must also keep up on its end to maintain its own capabilities. While both sides may have the theoretical capability of winning, neither side chooses to exercise it. They should limit it by some kind of understanding. Strive for it because the alternative of an all-out conflict strains the imagination. The United States must always have adequate defense, but in the high-tech world, it must also work for coexistence. He also highly praised the Biden administration, and we'll leave it at that.
Right. So why can't the whole planet, why can't we all just get rid of our nuclear weapons? I don't understand that. Like, why can't, am I just thinking too simplistic or what? Like, why can't we all just agree, like, that's a bad idea? Because if anybody ever launches one, it's all bad for everybody on the planet, and it's not, that's not right. Like, why can't we evolve as a civilization? Like, I just don't.
All right, let me break this down just a little bit for you, and I'll tell you why. First of all, who's going to go first, right? Now, they've tried with the SALT treaty, strategic arm limitation treaties. They've had nuclear treaties where they've tried to scale down the production. But the whole theory now, especially in a multipolar world, like we've got so many nuclear nations, the idea is mutually assured destruction, right? This is actually what they were claiming. Now they're kind of shifting as far as policy goes. But for the longest, one of the governing principles is that what kept the peace was the very idea that if one person launches, everybody's about to launch. So better not nobody launch. You feel me? This was it was a dangerous peace, but it was a peace that was maintained by mutually.
I completely feel you, but I feel like we really need to evolve past.
I agree. But instead, we're getting hypersonic nuclear weapons that you can't even track now. And people are claiming that they're going to launch first. You know, we don't even, I mean, England said they would launch over cyber threats. Russia made a missile that goes along the seafloor and will literally detonate and send a radioactive tsunami. So I don't know that, you know, the question is if we.
That's great.
Yeah. How nice, right? So if we get there, who's gonna de-arm first?
Yeah, who's gonna check and make sure everybody did what they were supposed to do, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, the logistics.
So the only other option,
the
only other option they see is who has the biggest and baddest stuff to keep everybody else in line, right? And maybe I sound a little jingoist, but you know, come on, U.S. Like if you're gonna play policeman, I mean, I guess that's what we got to do, right?
Yeah, Leah says that's effed up reasoning, though. It is. I know we need to be able to move past that as a civilization, and we wonder why we're still not allowed into the Galactic Committee, dude.
I mean, that was literally the reasoning that has governed our
seriously,
our military strategy and foreign policy for decades.
We have to change things, us, because this structure is just set to fail terribly, miserably, and you know. Anyway, okay, so U.S. investigating possible mysterious directed energy attack near the White House. Dun, dun,
so
dun.
this is cute. Okay,
yeah, so
now
go ahead.
Before we even do this, let me just say, right? And I had talked about this at length in I think my China video. So, well, maybe it wasn't my China video. Maybe it was one of my tech videos. But in any case, so remember, what did we see a few months ago? We saw China using these microwave weaponry on Indian soldiers in the Ladakh region, right? We were talking about them microwaving folks. And then we were talking about how there were incidents in Cuba, right? And a couple other places where our embassies, the people there were getting headaches, they were getting nauseous, they were sick all the time. They came to the conclusion, they actually released an actual report saying that the most likely cause for this was some sort of directed energy weapon, microwave weaponry, that they were at a low enough frequency to just aggravate the human system enough to make these people sick. Now, the reason I say China is because this was also used on some of our embassies in China, not just in Cuba, right? But it's interesting because Cuba is tied to who? Russia. So they're all together in this, as far as I'm concerned.
The feds are investigating a pair of mysterious incidents in Washington, D.C., including one near one near the White House, that are similar to attacks that sickened Americans in Cuba. It was revealed on Thursday the incidents caused government officials to fall ill with symptoms of the so-called Havana syndrome, which include unexplained neurological problems. The more recent of the suspected attacks occurred in November when a National Security Council official became sick near the Ellipse, the oval lawn south of the White House, U.S. government sources told the outlet. The other people involved, a White House official becoming ill while walking her dog in a Virginia suburb just outside Washington in 2019. The Pentagon and other agencies have launched investigations into the possible Havana syndrome attacks, though they haven't reached any conclusions on the matter. Defense officials briefed U.S. lawmakers last week on the investigations and said it was possible Russia was responsible, while another former U.S. official said China could be behind the suspected attacks. Havana syndrome first popped up in 2016 when diplomatic and intelligence personnel in Cuba began reporting concerning symptoms that appeared to start out of nowhere. Other personnel in China and Russia have since also reported similar unexplained issues. Some symptoms associated with Havana syndrome include hearing strange noises, followed by dizziness, nausea, severe headaches, and memory loss. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's interesting here is that previously what we've seen is swaths of people being attacked. They used it on a whole bunch of Indian troops. They used it on a whole embassy. They used it on, entire groups of people. Now what they're saying is that it's entirely possible they can target a single individual like this.
Oh, yeah.
They can narrow that beam enough to hit a single individual, probably from space.
Yep. Oh, I definitely believe they can. Hearing strange noises followed by dizziness, nausea, severe headaches, and memory loss. Though little is known about the strange episodes, a State Department-sponsored study suggests that they're likely the product of microwave energy attacks. The Biden administration acknowledged that the U.S. is looking into the health episodes. The health and well-being of American public servants is paramount priority for the Biden administration. We take all reports of health incidents by our personnel extremely seriously. The White House is working closely with the departments and agencies to address unexplained health incidents and ensure the safety and security of Americans serving around the world. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so let me see. We are going to be moving on now out of defense. The Black Pill segment of the show has concluded. We will be now moving on to the amazing nature break, which we all just could use.
Nature break.
Okay, let me.
Right.
All right, so let's make it big. All right.
Paladin Aurora says you have to stand
ready?
6 feet apart so they can hit you. Right.
Right. I mean, I'm sure there's some logic in that. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so now
Fearless, I agree. Blue paint chips are the tastiest.
Now for your regularly scheduled
Nature
break.
Nature break.
Look, Foil, that's you. Look, he was totally cruising on his buddies, but he's like, get off me. What are you doing, bro? Look. Look, watch.
Right. That's funny. No free rides.
What a freeloader, dude. Look at that guy.
Right.
Right? Okay, we got another one. Look.
I'm like, do I look like the Seagull Express to you?
Right? What are you doing? Look at this. We got 2 freeloaders, free riders, whatever they are.
Have you seen the birds that are robbing
why
convenience
isn't
stores
it playing?
recently?
Look, it's buffering. Oh, this isn't cool.
Naturally.
I think it's impressive,
Freeload
Ryan.
seagulls.
I think it's rather impressive. You know what I mean? I have never seen a bird ride another bird before. That
Right?
nature.
No, that is a first.
Look, our video isn't
See
playing
something
here.
new every day on here.
Right?
What? No.
Well, let's try to refresh it. Man, come on now. Oh, here we go.
Your
Look,
account?
look. Sorry. What's he riding, a whale?
He's chilling. that music.
I do, yeah. Whee!
Right?
I mean,
What the hell
is that a whale? I think it's a whale. Is it a whale,
I
you
don't
guys?
know. It's something upside down, I think.
Yeah, he's surfing. It's Dana Point. You know what I mean? That bird watches the surfers all day. I'll bet you. He was like, I'm going to go surf this whale. Watch. You know what I mean?
That's cute.
Probably had 5 on it. You know what I mean? And there you have it. So, yeah.
Freeloading birds. I saw several videos recently of birds running into convenience stores and snatching bags of chips.
Oh, yeah.
And running away with them.
They do that.
Seagulls, you know? Freaking
All right.
seagulls, man.
So, yeah, courtesy of Path, thank you for that nature break. So, how scientists caught footage of the Kraken after
they're saying
centuries
sunfish.
of
It was a
searching.
sunfish.
Oh, the thing wasn't a whale? This guy? This guy?
No, he was a sunfish.
This guy with the little flap.
Right? That guy?
He was a sun. What's a
the
sunfish,
flappers?
you guys? I've never seen one. What is it?
Right? I have no idea.
It's a fish or is it a mammal? It's a fish. I don't know. Tell me what it is. What is it? Boyle, what is it?
Right.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I'm gonna go look it up real quick. Look, why not?
Google it.
We're running. We've somehow managed to extend a show which has no space weather. Half the articles
Right,
it
we
normally
thought we were
does.
going to be here for like 45 minutes and out. We
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Now we're gonna run 2 hours to cover like very little compared to what number. Look, let me look at the sunfish here, dude. Let's see.
Find it. I'm curious.
All right, here.
All right, look, what are the peeps saying?
You guys ready? We're about to dig.
Fearless said it looked dead, to be honest. I don't know. I thought I saw its little mouth moving.
Oh, Leah says she got booted off the foxhole and she can't get back on. Man, that sucks.
Is Foxhole down or just...
I don't know.
Maybe it's down for everybody.
No, I think it's
Google-
no,
Here's
it's the
Googling
chat's
sunfish.
still moving in there. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's
Oh.
look up the sunfish. Let's try it out. Okay, so sunfish.
Oh, Joseph Yanni's on it. He says the ocean sunfish, or common mola, is one of the 2 heaviest known bony fishes. Oh, yeah, that does look like a sunfish. Look at that
What
thing.
is that? I've never seen one of those in my life.
Oh, that's horrifying.
It's just one of
Adults
God's...
typically weigh between 247 and
Oh,
1,000
my
kilograms.
What on earth?
Good lord.
What is
The
this?
species is native to tropical and temperate waters around the world.
That's a
according to
dinosaur,
Wikipedia.
man. That is a dinosaur. Look at it.
It
How
definitely
come
looks
I've
like an
never heard of
early,
this being.
right, like an early member of the evolutionary tree, for
Dude,
sure.
dude,
I don't,
that's
you
a
know,
straight dinosaur. Look at him.
that's something.
He
I
looks
don't
like
know
a
what.
mud fossil
I'm
right there. Look at him.
He's horrible. I think
He's
it's horrifying.
not
looking.
horrible. He's beautiful.
He is horrible.
No, he's not horrible.
We
He's kinda-
love
he's-
all the creatures. You're right.
That was a sunfish, huh?
I'm
Okay,
learning,
so
guys.
that's what a sunfish is, guys. It's a fish mammal. It's not a fish mammal. Don't trick me. I'm not that gullible. It's not a fish mammal. All right?
Ta-da!
All right, so how scientists caught footage of the Kraken after centuries of searching. Dun, dun,
Right.
dun.
We
Here
are-
we go.
Right. Hey, Algo overlords. We're actually talking about a literal kraken here. Keep your panties out of a bunch, right?
Okay, so,
So they
let me... Apparently, there's, like, major problems going on over on the foxhole. So go ahead. Go ahead and read the article. I'm just going to be over here letting someone
is that
know.
the only picture they have? All right.
Okay.
So, the world's largest known squid apparently is extremely camera shy. They've not been able to get a picture of it. As you can see on the screen, they finally did. I want to say, I think the Russians got this picture. It says, the elusive giant squid has wriggled its way into folklore for thousands of years, inspiring tales of fearsome krakens with bodies as large as islands. In reality, it's a tad smaller than that, capable of growing to about 46 feet. I'm sorry, that's still huge. About the length of a semi-trailer. I would have a heart attack. But despite their size, these cephalopods are almost never seen in the water. Most observations of the behemoths came from dead or dying squids that wash up on shores or get caught in nets. There's a video. Oh, there's a video, Alara.
Of what? The
Are we
Kraken?
able to do the video?
Do we get to watch the video
Apparently.
of the Kraken? Okay. I'm down.
Yeah, now there
Hey,
isn't.
I don't want to get in
I
trouble.
think that's it.
Is there an ad? No. Yes?
This should
We'll
be
keep it
fair
muted.
use. It's
Look,
on
it's
live
spinning.
science.
Look, it's spinning. Let's try to reload it. Here.
Hit the refresh, right?
When in
There's
doubt,
an ad.
just refresh. Oh, man.
Right.
Of course. But look,
Just let it go for a minute.
Okay.
So,
Here.
now a study published online.
Look.
Is it up there?
Is that
did
it?
they get it?
No, that can't be
It's
it. What
gonna
is
be
that
it.
thing lighting
Hold
up?
on.
Oh, what is that down there?
Here it comes. There it goes. Dun
Done it.
dun
Oh, look
dun
at it.
dun.
It's huge.
Right. Look at it. Hell no. That's probably a baby.
What's it
Kraken.
going for? Is that? It doesn't
He's
even
trying
look
to
that
snatch the
big. I'm
camera.
not even impressed.
They said 46 feet. It's about the size of a semi-trailer. I mean, think about it.
That's
if you're
not
out
that
there
big.
on
That
it's
is not that
probably a
big.
baby Kraken. I'm convinced that
Like the baby dinosaur in
Zulu is
Florida.
out there.
Look.
Yes.
Dun it.
Dun it. Right. Look at it.
It'd be nice if we knew how
That
big
thing
the thing is, right? Whatever this thing is. That'd help. Okay, well.
That's crazy.
46 feet. Somebody said, Stony Joe says 46 feet is huge. Why does it seem like it's not huge to me?
Yeah, I'd have a heart attack. I'm saying, think about that. That's
46 feet?
the length of a 5-story building, dude. If a story is about 10 feet, that's about a 5-story building.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Freaking huge.
It just doesn't look big in that video. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it's hard to tell the scale, just like Fearless said. That's exactly it. It's hard to tell the scale of it. Okay, so are we going to talk more about this Kraken, or are we moving on?
No, I think that's it. Let's talk about the dolphins that get high.
Yeah, let's talk about the dolphins that get high.
Right? On puffin fish.
Did you know dolphins get high on pufferfish? That's dolphin dope,
I
guys.
did not know that.
Yep.
Right? Hey, everybody's got their vices, right?
Hey.
Apparently pufferfish contain, obviously we know they're dangerous to eat. They contain a neurotoxin that'll paralyze a human if you don't cook it up right. But apparently scientists caught dolphins treating pufferfish basically like chew toys, as you can see in the awesome illustration there. They were chewing on it and then passing it around. They said they were passing it around like a re-rolled whiteout at Willie. Yeah, pass the puffer to the left-hand side. Like a re-rolled whiteout at Willie Nelson's birthday party. Rob Piley, a zoologist that studies dolphins for a living, confirmed that the phenomena a while back while making a documentary. They disguised a camera as a sea turtle and got some footage of these guys out here getting high. Apparently they chew on it for about a half an hour.
Pass the puffer, man.
Pass the puffer to the left-hand side. Right? This was a case of young dolphins purposefully experimenting with something that we know to be intoxicating, he said. After chewing the puffer gently and passing it around, they began acting most peculiarly, hanging around with their noses at the surface as if fascinated by their own reflection. They were tripping, bruh.
Puff,
right?
puff,
We
pass.
saw the dolphins.
It gives a whole new meaning to
pass.
puff, puff, pass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We saw the dolphins handle the puffers with kid gloves very gently and delicately, like they were almost milking them, not to upset the fish too much or kill it, he says. Right? Well, small doses of tetrodotoxin that the pufferfish secrete can cause numbness, tingling, and lightheadedness. Somewhat trippy feelings.
Shut up, Foil. I'm milking my puffer.
Are you milking your puffer?
Yeah. Sorry, continue,
puffer
please.
Milk.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much it. They are using them as recreational drugs. I mean... Oh, is there a video? There's a video.
No way.
Yep.
Is there a
Scroll
video?
It down. There's a video.
Oh.
They said that they wish Snoop Dogg was doing the commentary on the video, but alas,
that looks like a video
scroll down
game.
even more.
Oh, this guy here?
Right there.
Okay, here we we get to watch it, guys. Check this out. We get to watch it.
Right. Don't try this at home, folks.
Look, he is lit.
Look at his eyes. Right.
Look,
his eyes
look,
all
look,
heavy.
Look, he's
right?
loaded. Look at this. Watch. Look at it. Look at his face.
Right.
He is loaded. Look at that. Be happy.
The dolphins are careful not to swallow.
They are lit, dude. Look at that.
Instead, they hold them gently in their mouths.
Oh my god. All right, let's not get in trouble.
Despite.
All right. I mean, we played it way past the point of no return when it comes to playing videos.
Well, we are making educational commentary on it. I think, according to the algos, that should be allowed. I think.
I guess we'll find out.
We don't
won't
really
we?
know. Yeah, right? They love us.
Right.
YouTube loves us. It's fine. This is fine.
Some of the stickers on D Live are cracking me up. Oh, I love you guys. You're great. Okay, so where were we?
Panspermia.
Panspermia. Oh, this is quite a show. We knew it. We knew it was going to be. Okay. We got stone structures in Saudi Arabia. This isn't the Panspermia, Red. Right?
What?
No. We got the stone structures first. Stone structures in Saudi Arabia, older than the pyramids.
That's all you, dear. That is all you.
Oh, it is me? Okay. Mysterious stone structures in Saudi Arabia are older than the pyramids. So will they die if they eat... I'm sorry, I'm just fascinated here. Look, so will they die if they eat the pufferfish? Like we do? Right? Do we die?
Too much of it, I'm sure.
So but they just get loaded.
Oh, yeah, people can die.
They get loaded off chewing on it and throwing it around.
Just a little bit. They just, just a little bit.
Thank you for the taco, Hang 10. Okay, so let's see. Is it up on the screen? Yes, success.
Yes.
Thousands of monumental structures built from walls of rock in Saudi Arabia are older than Egypt's pyramids and the ancient stone circles of Britain, researchers say, making them perhaps the earliest ritual landscape ever identified. A study published Thursday in the journal Antiquity shows that the mysterious structures dotted around the desert in northwestern Saudi Arabia called mustatales, from the Arabic word for rectangle, are about 7,000 years old. That's much older than expected, and about 2,000 years older than either Stonehenge in England or the oldest Egyptian pyramid. Wah, wah, wah.
Right, but
Right. We think of them as a monumental landscape, said Melissa Kennedy, an archaeologist at the University of Western Australia in Perth and an author of the study. We are talking about over 1,000 mustatales. These things are found over 200,000 square kilometers, which is also 77,000 square miles, guys, for those that don't know what kilometers are, which would be me. And they're all very similar in shape, so perhaps, what's funny too, the Europeans know what miles is, but we don't know what kilometers is. It just tells you about our education system. So perhaps it's the same ritual belief or understanding. Yeah, America. What do we got pictures of here? We got...
Those are the, probably Attel.
Oh, I know what these things are. I've heard about these. I watched a special on this the other day, and you can only see it from the air. The head of the mustatale consists of a larger wall of stones and contains small niche or chamber. Researchers have found animal bones in at least one of the chambers, which suggests it was used to make sacrificial animal offerings. Look at these, guys. Sorry, I wish I could make them bigger, the pictures. So he said the puffin didn't inhale.
I did not inhale.
There must have been a great level of communication over a very big area because how they were constructed was communicated to people. Research is funded by blah, 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 blah. Some of the ancient structures are more than 1,500 foot long, but comparatively narrow. They're often clustered together. They're usually built on bedrock, often in rocky outcrops above the desert, but also in mountains and in relatively low-lying areas. The simplest mustatales were made by piling up rocks into low walls a few feet high to form long rectangles with a thicker head wall at the highest end and a narrow entranceway on the opposite side. The researchers think they may have been built to guide a procession from one end to the other, but they also found many mustatales that were much more complex than they first thought, containing pillars, standing stones, and smaller cells of rock walls. Kennedy and Thomas estimate one mustatale they surveyed was built by moving more than 12,000 tons of basalt stone, an arduous task that must have taken dozens of people months to complete. So, is this the thing I was thinking of? No, this looks different than the special I was watching on something else. It's not known just why the ancient peoples who built the mustatales made so many. Kennedy speculates that some may have been used only once, or that different mustatales near each other were made and used by different groups of people. One clue...
How old are they supposed to be?
Hold on.
Did it tell us? Sorry.
Yeah, it did, but I forget now. 7,000 years old.
Older than the pyramid. Come on, guys.
Yeah, come on. Right.
Come on, man.
Where
we know the pyramid is old.
Right.
Way older than that.
Way older than that.
Way older.
All right, some of the ancient... Okay, so we already did that. We already did that. One clue to their purpose is the head walls of muscatels have a small chamber or niche that seems to have been used for sacrificial animal offerings. We already covered that. Excavations in 2019 in the chamber of one muscatel found the horns and bones of wild and domesticated animals, including sheep and gazelles, but mostly cattle. The bones allowed the researchers to fix the date of the offerings to about 5000 BC during the last Neolithic period, when the region was much wetter and greener than the arid landscape today. Ancient rock drawings show herds of cattle that must have been integral to the sustenance of the Neolithic people in the region. Kennedy and Thomas suspect the muscatels were part of an ancient cattle cult that celebrated the animals.
Hey, cattle are sacred in a lot of places.
Archaeological evidence has been found of a cattle cult in south of Arabia about 900 years later, Kennedy said. The muscatels have been an early expression of that belief. It may also be that some muscatels were built to establish territorial claims on valuable pasturage for herds. So, yeah. I know these pictures can't be clear for them. Okay, so we better move along, dude, because we're at 7:34 right now.
Yeah, let's just go. The only thing about panspermia, we were talking, I think, last week about how they were saying that some rocks that we have from Mars here were containing building blocks that, you know, theoretically, with the right conditions, could have evolved into life. And so now they were tying that to the discoveries they're making, you know, on the Martian surface right now. So the reason I pulled this, you guys know panspermia is where they think that, you know, building blocks can ride in on different sorts of space debris, hit a planet, colonize, whatever. Well, apparently they had done an experiment outside the ISS from 2008 to 2016 where they took samples into space, specifically in this case tobacco seeds that were out there for like a year and a half, mounted outside the ISS to see after duration in space if they would still function when they got back to Earth. Turns out a quarter of the tobacco seeds survived to be grown as plants back on Earth. So who knows, you could be smoking some space dust. I don't know. But in any case, it gave them some evidence for the idea that this could be a feasible theory.
Yeah, panspermia. Woot woot.
Right? Yeah, I've seen the video. The guy that found the little balls. I think we talked about this. Found the little balls that were in the atmosphere. They were like little metal balls.
Yeah,
but they
we talked about that. Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to remember what that was. Okay. All right. So yeah, no more sidetracking. Okay. Scientists created emotion recognition AI for animals.
Yeah. Byline, emotion recognition might be too strong a term. More like pain recognition. So a researcher recently published a preprint article detailing a system by which facial recognition AI could be used to identify and measure the emotional state of farm animals.
Well,
I cannot see how this is going to play into our
Foxhole chats,
the anti-meat narrative at all. They're going to be coming for your heartstrings here with this. So apparently they programmed this AI to read the facial responses of farm animals, and he's saying that it works. They say there's little evidence to believe that so-called emotion recognition systems actually work, in the sense that humans and other creatures, can often accurately recognize other people's emotions, but AI can be trained on human-labeled data set to recognize emotion, and then now the AI is able to apply that to animals with similar accuracy. So, in short, the same science that's driving systems that claim to be able to...
They all think they're coming for the meat in the chat. I'm getting a lot of comments.
That's what I said. Yeah. That's why I pulled it. Yeah, I mean, think about it. They're going to tell you, look, he's so sad. Don't eat him. Right?
Like, you can't tell by torturing that animal that he's so sad, right? Like, you need this to be able to tell you he's bummed out.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're gonna pull on the heartstrings. My whole thing with the attack on the food supply. They're at us. I just think this is interesting.
Man, I'm getting a sore throat. I knew this was gonna happen today too.
Go.
So if I start talking like a man, you'll know why.
Hello.
My voice is deep enough as it is. Does not need to get
Definitely
raspy.
a push for plant meat. Yes, Brooke Van Horn. It is still heartbreaking. I mean, yeah. I mean, I eat the meat. I eat meat. But I'm great. I say my little thanks.
That's gonna be our
And,
new thing. We like the puffin song, and then like when we want to just get the vibes right, we're just gonna play the puff puff pass dolphin game video.
Right.
Right. We're gonna
Just
save
give me
that.
the beak now.
Okay, Starstream's gonna be all bent out of shape. You can't send it to my Proton Mail, Starstream. You gotta like. How am I gonna get the link from him?
If you can't pull it now, I mean, we can definitely pull it for next week. I want to see it.
Yeah, it's Starstream. I'll show it next week because it's too hard with my Windows. I can't pull it out directly out of the chat, and I cannot pull it off my phone.
He was trying to post it in the chat. Yeah, but they won't let us get links out of it.
That's why I have to have the link ahead of time before the show. Otherwise, it doesn't. It screws things up really bad. If I can even get to it in the first place. But I promise you, we will play your footage next week. Right? Well, not next week because I'll be out of town. But Space Force News 2.0, the comeback episode. Right? It's going to be awesome.
Ta-da!
It's going to take a lot of work to get it going, but once it's going, it's going to be awesome. Okay, so Raelians, you guys. So the UFO cult's back in the news.
Hold on 1 second. Bert says, I wouldn't mind fake meat if it wasn't all full of soy. They have cultured animal cells. Right? I mean, the plant meat is full of soy, but they have cultured lab meat as opposed to the plant-based fake meat that's actually straight animal cells. It's disgusting. They 3D print it. It looks horrible, but whatevs. Right? That's all bad.
The more organic and natural, the better. That's a general rule of thumb that works with just about everything. Raelians urge UN member states ambassadors to support the Embassy for Extraterrestrials project. So
I'm glad the Raelians are keeping busy.
They're our local Las Vegas UFO cult, aren't they? Aren't they out of
Las Vegas? They do all kinds of interesting things. I think they're bigger than Las Vegas, but they hang out there for sure.
On ET Embassy Day, each year slated to take place on the first Saturday of April, Raelians worldwide will once again intensify their awareness campaign and invite the public to join and contribute to the unique endeavor sponsored by the International Raelian Movement. Our goal is to have the United Nations adopt an addendum. How do you say that? Addendum to the 1961 Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations entitled Optional Protocol Concerning Embassies for Extraterrestrials. So the UN Secretary General's office explained that the Secretary General will open a debate on the issue only if asked by a sufficient number of UN member states ambassadors. Turquette also explained that Raelians are launching an international awareness campaign to motivate citizens of all countries to send an e-letter to their respective UN ambassador requesting that they present the case for the optional protocol concerning embassies for extraterrestrials to the UN General Assembly. The hope is to be compelling enough for them to hold an international diplomatic conference to discuss the optional protocol drafted and submitted by Raelians. We're gonna have to do a dig on these folks, dude, because I don't even understand what they're talking. What is this? It is noteworthy that
the Raelians, they're nuts. Sorry.
Well, I mean right,
they're
but I mean, I'd like to be well educated on these particular nutcases, since they're making declarations about. It is noteworthy that ET Embassy Day also comes in the midst of a renewed. Aren't they like a sex cult kind of too?
They're
like
involved
UFOs
in all kinds
and
of
weird
things.
Kinky stuff, right?
No, imagine that. We've never seen that intersectionalism there before. My dude Punkin also pointed out that those were adolescent dolphins, as the young dolphins love to get their high.
Of course. On. This young dolphin, puff puff pass, so why not the young dolphins?
And he sent me videos of the seagulls robbing stores. So we have that.
Oh, great. That might just have to be nature week in a coming week here, nature break.
Right.
Would you guys like to see birds robbing
nature
stores?
Wake and bake. They're clever little guys. Like they sneak right in there.
That might be a new shirt. I need a dolphin puff and a puffer and puff. I don't know.
Right, nature wake and bake.
Yeah, nature wake and bake. There you go.
Right.
You have the little dolphin. Yeah, I don't know, guys. But if you have any suggestions about the dolphin puff pass shirt, I'm all ears. Okay, so do we really want to go any more into the Raelians except for I I'm losing my voice.
I think we
Foil.
should do it. We should do a dig on those guys. They're
Yeah,
definitely
so
wild.
let's do we'll do a separate episode and we'll do a dig on these Raelian dudes and see if we can figure out exactly what's. See if
Bring on the UFO vids.
Right. Well, I mean, there's not a lot, except I do want to go into the. I'm losing my voice really bad. I'm gonna not be able to talk tomorrow.
Harry Reid, Lockheed Martin, and UFO fragments. Imagine that.
Right? So he's calling Lockheed out. Like, I think that's funny, actually. Former Senator Harry Reid thinks Lockheed Martin may have UFO fragments. You think?
Listen, brah. If he's saying they may have, he's basically just saying they
He's
have.
calling them out. Yeah, which is interesting.
Come on now.
So, former Nevada Senator Former Nevada Senator Harry Reid believes U.S. defense contractor Lockheed Martin may have once had fragments of a crashed UFO in its possession.
May have once had. Where'd they go then?
Right? Did they just throw them out?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like, we don't need these anymore. Just throw 'em
Somebody's
out.
toaster now, right? All of a sudden it's Transformer time.
I mean, really, like, sometimes if you take apart these words, you guys, like, it's like insipid. Like, it's the craziest. Okay, so Reid, 81, told the New Yorker that he had never actually seen proof of the remnants, but tried unsuccessfully to get approval from the Pentagon to find them.
How's that work?
I don't know. I was told for decades that Lockheed had some of these retrieved materials, the Democrat told the magazine. And I tried to get, as I recall, a classified approval by the Pentagon to have me go look at the stuff. Just him? Just to have him just go look at it?
Bigelow had it all,
They would
as far
not,
as I'm concerned.
They would not approve that, Reid continued. I don't know what all the numbers were, what kind of classification it was, but they would not give that to me.
He who else? Him, Podesta. There's a whole bunch of them that have been pushing for this for a long time.
Well, I mean, it was going to have to happen eventually. On some level, there was going to have to be some level of disclosure. It was going to have to happen. And, you know, somebody was going to have to initiate that and run that show. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of them, I don't know how many of them are you know, knew, had full knowledge that that was going to happen, and how many of them were, I don't know. His comments were part of an in-depth New Yorker story on U.S. government investigations into unidentified aerial phenomena. Earlier Friday, the Post revealed that an ex-Pentagon official who says he ran the program probing UAPs believes that feds have been covering up their existence. The controversial whistleblower Lou Elizondo said he hasn't been able to get the Defense Department to act on what he described as a serious national security threat. Elizondo, the former head of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, spoke out ahead of a bombshell government report on UFOs that is set to be released before the end of June. He said that the highly anticipated report will address what UFO believers have been clamoring to discover about tic-tac shaped UFOs the Navy saw in 2004. The strange cubes within spheres seen by naval aviators in 2014 and mysterious black triangles reported around the world. Reid, who once took credit for arranging $22 million in annual funding for ATIP, has consistently defended Elizondo, even as the whistleblower took heat for encouraging exploration of UFOs. Mr. Elizondo has spent his career working tirelessly in the shadows on sensitive national security matters, including investigating UAPs as the head of ATIP. The former Senate Majority Leader said in a recent statement, he performed these duties admirably. And
so we got Harry Reid co-signing Elizondo also.
Yep.
And calling out Lockheed Martin.
That's right. He's co-signing Elizondo and calling out Lockheed straight up. Interesting, right, guys?
Interesting. Yes. Indeed.
All right. So
you all right there?
No, I'm losing my voice. Man, it's bad. Okay. I had a long discussion with the inspector earlier. That's why I'm losing my voice. I'll admit it. Okay. Yes.
Those long discussions.
A very
with the
passionate
inspector.
discussion. That's right. About what was it about? I'm trying to remember. Aliens, I think.
I can imagine it was
the
just
spirit
an extremely
world, life after death.
discussion.
Yes, of course.
Right.
So any of those topics, you already know it's going to be quite a discussion. And I
Was he
even said
listening?
it. I even said it at the. I said, I'm gonna lose my voice, or I'm gonna, and here we are, almost the end of the show, and it's gonna be gone tomorrow. So, yeah. Anyway, here we go.
Yep.
Okay, so triangle UFO over Moscow. So I didn't even know that. So there's daylight footage and there's nighttime footage of this. I didn't even know this happened. Do you know when this happened, Foil? I got the footage, but I don't know exactly when it happened. All right, so
What's
check this
the
out,
date
guys.
on the
For
video?
those that are
Oh,
unaware,
I don't know.
so this just happened over our Pentagon recently. That's why this is interesting. So, like, who's doing this and why? I mean, it's interesting the locations they picked. So, is it like a threat of some kind? And if it is, who is it coming from? Because remember that that Norway spiral incident, happened.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
The rocket. The guy with the little
That was not a rocket.
toy that he went on to the news
Oh,
with.
the spiral. Remember that episode? Remember we were
Yeah,
and the guy was like, no,
Mhm.
and it's a rocket. We were like, yeah, okay, buddy, that's a rocket.
Right.
It's amazing the things they'll try to convince, but it's worked for so long. It's really worked. Like they could just be like, it's swamp gas. You didn't see that, and people be like, okay, you know what I mean? Just completely absurd.
It must be. This
Just
is
like
fine.
Roswell. Oh, that's a weather balloon. Oh, okay, no problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, after they print the headline first and
Yeah,
then
we'll
retract
accept
it,
that.
and you just buy
Okay.
it. Like, all right.
Yep, no problem. Yep, this is fine. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
This
all
is
right.
fine.
This is fine.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah. Should get us off the screen. Oh man, here we go. Where you going? I mean, that's kind of menacing, I'd be a little
Kind
nervous
of?
if I was in that building and I saw that. I'd be like
A little,
I'd be a little nervous, guys.
right?
Wouldn't you?
I mean, they're just out there, just putting it out
Tonight,
there.
more
Like,
questions
what?
and answers about what appeared to be an upside-down pyramid
Lotus
flying over a
breaking
Navy
down?
destroyer off the...
What is it?
I don't know. What are we listening to?
I don't know. Cedarbug just said Lotus is breaking it down. What is Lotus breaking down all out there? Can you see what Lotus is breaking down?
I'm looking for it.
Oh, Abraham, the ram equals father, Aries, the fish, Christian era, Pisces. Yeah, she's breaking it down. That's for sure. Sure is. Okay, so we don't need to see the triangle ship, the recent release in the press, guys. We've all seen that, correct? It's been all over the mainstream media. Corbell's footage.
Right.
Okay, so here's the Pyramid UFO recorded. Boy, we love Reddit. Reddit Recon.
Reddit Recon.
Pyramid UFO recorded by many citizens over the Pentagon in December of 2018. I really wasn't even aware of this, truth be told. And I went digging for all these pyramid videos because of all the pyramid
Well,
stuff.
apparently, they just show up over DC whenever they're trying to make a point. So,
Apparently so. So, same
Oh, wow.
sort of thing that went on in Moscow, guys. What's going on? Who's doing this, and what are they trying to... Are they trying to intimidate, or what are they trying to do?
yeah, that's a big one too.
Another witness also managed
Holy.
to film the floating pyramid while working on an art project a bit further away.
I am Alexander.
Oh, wow.
I filmed the pyramid hovering over the Pentagon.
I know the volume's low, sorry, guys.
Project, and I saw that thing above the Pentagon, and I didn't know what is this. I didn't believe my eyes. It was darker than the skies, so it was hardly visible.
That's a pyramid.
And
Look at
I
it.
tried to shoot it
That
with
is
my
huge.
eyes,
That's a straight
but
pyramid.
I didn't see it. It was pure darkness, so I tried to catch it with my nice Nikon.
Space Doritos.
That's what I have uploaded.
What I found the most intriguing was that as it slightly rotates, you see one very dark angle of it.
Look at that
It
thing.
would be hard to do that if it were a reflection. It would be hard to do that given the light coming up from the ground. And the fact
mean,
that it was nighttime, so there's no sunlight.
Do we think
coming.
it's a ship, guys, or do we think it could be some weird blue beam, like, scare tactic? So...
I don't know.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's definitely a ship. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's possible that it could be like blue beam. So 1, you think it's definitely a ship. 2, you think it could be blue beam. I'm interested to see what they say. Sol Rico thinks it could be Blue Beam. Yeah, Philly, I agree. It's I think the alien card could definitely get played now. They're definitely trying to make sure
it could be
people
the
are aware.
go old.
So we getting a 2. We're getting 3s. What does the 3 mean, guys? I'm getting a lot of 3s.
Neither.
It means neither?
Right.
Okay.
Google balloon.
All right. So we're getting about half and half. We're getting about half and half on Foxhole and half and half on the other platforms on YouTube and DLive. So nobody's really convinced that that pyramid thing is actually a ship. They think it could be any number of things from, I don't know what, CGI to Blue Beam to...
Well, I mean, it's like I said, I you know, it's interesting that we're getting a lot of pyramid-shaped releases now.
I had to dig into the other pyramid footage that I could find because of the, the Corbell footage that came out. So I had to definitely take a dig into that. And yeah, so here's some nighttime footage of the one over Moscow. Again, we'll show that real quick.
Поехали, объедем так быстро. Сейчас я отшивился. Оттуда будет видно с той стороны? Может. Поехали, объедем так быстро. Сейчас я отшивился.
Connect the dots says
С той стороны.
Connect the dots says China has the pyramid ships. I had never heard that before, that China had the pyramid ships. Yeah, I heard David Wilcox say that he thinks something, don't quote me here, but he thinks something about 3 TR-3Bs all laid up together could form a pyramid like that. That's what he was saying about it in his last stream. So, I mean, yeah, I think there's also pyramid craft though. But I mean, I think that, I think there's ET craft that are pyramids, but maybe we would use RT. I don't know how advanced our stuff is now, but maybe we would use 3 RTBs to try to impersonate a pyramid ET craft. I don't know. I mean, it could be a number of things.
Может. Высоко висело вроде.
Successful Sarah says maybe the pyramids were ancient flying machines.
Maybe they were. I mean, there's got to be stone spaceships, you guys. There's got to be stone technology.
Haven't we talked about this? The ancient builder race used stone tech.
Right. So there's got to be stone technology all over this planet and elsewhere that if you knew how to work it, was essentially a ship. So have we found out about the stone tech? And if so, have we figured out how to operate any of them?
This was filmed multiple angles by multiple different people.
Новость сегодня была про будут разгоняться тучи, может, это связано с этим?
T-Rice says the pyramid has 4 sides. It's hard to get.
I was thinking that when you said 3 of them, they'd need 4.
Well,
but the Russians are all calm. They're just discussing it like, oh, look at that thing.
Oh, I said 3, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
That's something I would do. All right. Have we had about enough of the Moscow UFO?
I don't know. That's wild. That is wild.
Ну или правда что-то какое-то может.
Wouldn't that be something if the pyramids were UFOs and they just took off one day? They're just all blasted up and took off. I'd be like,
we're out of here.
It wouldn't shock me. Really, there's nothing that would shock me nowadays. There's just nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing that would shock me. Okay, so yeah, right at 1:58. Man, we almost did 2 hours with no space weather. Why is it echoing?
No idea of what's actually going on.
Why? Right. Foil's not even in mission control. Why is the echoing back? It's echoing.
I don't know. I don't hear it.
I do. I don't know why, but it's echoing back. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys don't hear the echo out. There's like an echo in. Wait, maybe. All right. Huh, I don't hear it now. Okay. So anyway, all right, so what's yeah, that's it. No space weather. There was a coronal mass ejection, which I have not been able to look into. I know the Schumann resonance been going crazy, so there has been some crazy
I saw them talking about that in the chat.
Yeah.
Like, that was making people feel wonky.
If you want to keep updated with the space weather, you guys, a good idea is to go and follow Alexis of Ascension Diaries over on Telegram. She is really good about updating that stuff continually in her feed. And she tries to post on mine when she can, and I try to forward her stuff. But if you really want to be able to keep up to date with it, go and subscribe over there on her Telegram channel. My bad. Yeah, so why is my phone ringing in the middle of the show? It must not be anybody that knows me, or they would know better than to call me right now, right?
Ta-da!
Okay, so what else do we need to cover? Okay, so I will be...
Any announcements?
I apologize for last Wednesday, whatever happened there. I will have a guest on this Wednesday. He was actually on the, I want to say it's the Nimitz, but whatever ship it was that caught the gimbal footage that you guys have seen in the news. So I guess he was on the ship that day. He's had some, he worked for OSI or ONI. I'm sorry, ONI. Yeah, he worked for ONI, and he's had a lot of really crazy experiences with beings and this sort of thing. Very, very fascinating story. He's working on a book right now. He'll be with me on Wednesday talking about his contact experiences and stuff. So that'll be on Wednesday. Conspiracy Couch will be on Thursday this week. I am going out of town for the weekend so that we will not have SFN. But we're going to go ahead and do Conspiracy Couch this Thursday. It should be at the same time. There's a slight possibility I might move the time up a little bit so that I can get out of town. But I will... She says there's an echo. Philly says there's an echo. What's causing what's causing that echo?
I don't know. I don't hear it. Are we talking Mandela effect?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Where was I in the middle of that speech? Okay, so definitely look for an update on my Telegram channel, Alara of Sirius channel, about the Conspiracy Couch, because I may have to change the time to a little bit earlier just this week, but I'm not positive about that yet. So, but Conspiracy Couch this week, we're gonna go ahead and do Mandela effects, because there seems to be a lot of new ones. There's a lot of fascinating ones. Everybody has stuff to add about that. So definitely call in for Conspiracy Couch. And share your Mandela effects, your crazy Mandela effects, and that's going to be lots of fun. So we'll do that on Thursday night. No Space Force news on Sunday, and that will be it for the rest of this week. Foiled, what do you got going on? You got anything going on?
When I get home, we'll figure it out, right? My show Friday. If you guys haven't checked out my show, it will be back on Friday with Tyler Koala. We do conspiracy theory trivia. That's always super freaking fun. I think I'm going to order one of those QR scanners so we can actually look at the conspiracies from the cards in real time. So that should be super exciting. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you, mods. We love you. We made it, Alara. We got through this. Fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
Guys, you have anything else to add?
Me? Your co-host?
Yep, you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, your co-host.
No, just
not the guys. Sorry.
Just a big thank you to the amazing mods, and we love you guys. We love our Sunday nights. We love hanging out, and yeah. So you want to go ahead and do your wrap up?
Yeah, make sure to like, share, subscribe. You guys, we're here. We're on DLive. We are on Foxhole. We are on Rockfin. Guys, Rockfin. Please go make the free account. You can support us over there. You can just follow if you want. If you're feeling froggy and you want to support us, you get not only any premium content we put up, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. And what's nice about Rockfin is it's straight free speech. Things we can't say here, we can definitely go into in detail on Rockfin. So make the account. Both Laura and I have channels over there, so go sign up and follow. If you want to support us, beardvet.com, you get 10% off with promo code SFN at checkout. Also, there's the Cash App. Did you check the Cash App?
Oh, let me
Cash
check the
App.
Cash App.
Yeah, in the description below if you want to donate directly to SFN.
Yep.
And
Judy's pissed. Thank you so much for your super chat, Judy, for your support.
Oh, thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Right, much love to you.
Venmo. Let me check Venmo too and make sure there's not.
Yeah, the Cash App and the Venmo are listed in the description below. Go get your puffin shirts.
Right.
Just give me the beat now. Right.
Puffin
Other than
free.
that, I would say meet us here next Sunday at 9, but we will not be here next Sunday. So the Sunday after that, back with
Space
Force News
2.0 with
the
Brad.
reboot.
That's right, the reboot.
Right.
It's gonna be awesome.
Until then, keep your eyes on the skies and stay loyal.
We are your news in this dimension and the next. Good night, space peeps. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Deuces.